Hello everyone, TRGG here and welcome to the 8th video of this series called Finding My Perfect Main for BFA, where I check out all of the different classes, do some leveling, play through some dungeons, and hopefully that way I find my perfect main for BFA. In the recent Q&A, Ian did state that people shouldn't expect any more big changes in terms of class design, although I do find that there are still some classes in need of an update or change. If you so desire, you can log on the PTR yourself and test out all of the class changes. Currently in the BFA Beta, scaling is still quite off and some classes are miles ahead of others. So please don't focus too hard on the damage meter. A lot of fine-tuning is still happening, so let's hope class balancing will be close to finished once BFA does go live. In my process of finding the perfect main, I make a selection of 3 possible candidates from all of the 12 classes, and in my final video I make a choice in which one is going to be my perfect main. I already chose Warrior and Warlock, so we have one more left to pick. Okay, like in every video, I show you guys gameplay footage, new spells, and I compare the current Legion talents with the new BFA Beta ones. In this video, we are taking a look at the Windwalker Monk going into BFA. Windwalker Monk didn't see any major change, and their core gameplay did stay roughly the same, which means they're in the same boat as the other classes that didn't see a big overhaul. But then again, if you liked Windwalker Monk in Legion, you will most definitely like it in Battle for Azeroth. Like in every video, let's start with which basic spells and abilities changed or got reworked going into BFA. Starting with Blackout Kick. Blackout Kick now reduces the cooldown of Rising Sun Kick and Fist of Fury by 1 second. This might change our rotation a little bit when compared to the Legion one. Like with all of the other classes that have an offensive cooldown button, Windwalker Monk is also influenced by the GCD changes, with Storm, Earth and Fire and Serenity being on the global cooldown. Fist of Fury also got altered a little bit, now dealing half of its damage to targets beyond the first one. Spinning Crane Kick also got slightly changed and now only grants 10% damage per target you hit with Mark of the Crane. This used to be 40% back in Legion. On top of that, it also capped at 5 buffs for now, but it does cost only 2 chi in BFA. Furthermore, in BFA, Touch of Death now deals 10% of its damage to its target over its entire duration, and Leg Sweep has become baseline. Which brings us to the part of the video where we compare the Legion talents with the new and fresh BFA Beta ones. Not a whole lot of changes were made to the talent tree, so I'm just going to go over the talents that did see some sort of change. Again, like with any other class, all of the passive talents are on the left side, a good thing for beginners as they can start picking up those game-changing talents once they do get familiar with the basic rotation. Starting with the 15 row, where besides Chi Burst, not much has changed. Eye of the Tiger and Chi Wave remained the same as in Legion. However, Chi Burst now grants 1 chi per target hit. This talent choice can be a very solid option in Mythic Plus and AoE fights. Hopefully something to give Windwalker Monks an ability to be more competitive in AoE situations. And of course for single target this can be semi-good. We still have to wait and see. The 30 row has stayed exactly the same as in Legion, so no changes on the 30 row. Which means we're jumping right away to the 45 row. Starting with Energizing Elixir, this talent ability now grants you 2 chi, down from 5 in Legion. Back in Legion this used to be the most dominant talent choice. Fist of the White Tiger is a brand new talent, which deals mediocre damage, but it does generate 3 chi and is on a 30-second cooldown. However, it does cost 40 energy. Ascension has stayed exactly the same. So yeah, in BFA, Energizing Elixir might no longer be the default choice, and maybe finally a talent like Fist of the White Tiger can compete as a new talent. Again, Blizzard is trying to bring some more solid choices on the same talent row. Moving to the 60 row, which has stayed more or less the same. The only talents that got changed is Leg Sweep, which is now called Tiger Tail Sweep, improving the duration and range of Leg Sweep. Summoned Black Ox statue has been removed and Good Karma has taken its place. Good Karma doubles the effect of Touch of Karma, which contributes to having an improved defensive cooldown. Ring of Peace has stayed exactly the same as in Legion. Onto the 75 row, where Healing Elixir has been removed in BFA and Inner Strength has taken its place. Inner Strength is a passive defensive talent. Each chi you spend reduces damage taken by 2% for 5 seconds, stacking up to 5 times. Diffuse Magic and Dampen Harm have stayed exactly the same as in Legion. Almost there, ladies and gentlemen, the 90 row, where the talents have stayed roughly the same, but they did get tweaked a little bit. Hit Combo, each successive attack that triggers combo strikes in a row grants 1% increased damage, stacking up to 6 times. This passive talent has very good synergy and improves our overall rotation. Rushing Jadewind did see some big changes in BFA, summons a whirling tornado around you, causing X% amount of damage and damage to all enemies within 8 yards. Really good for AoE situations. In Vote the White Tiger, saw some minor changes. Cooldown is now set to 2 minutes and it's lasts for 20 seconds. In Legion, the cooldown used to be 3 minutes and it lasted 30 seconds. Personally, I think this is one of the stronger single target choices. Last but not least, the 100 row, where Chi Orbit has been removed in BFA and a new talent called Spiritual Bomb has taken its place, reducing the cooldown of your Storm, Earth and Fire ability based on your Chi spent. Whirling Dragon Punch is still a very strong talent choice and should be picked in situations where the value of Storm, Earth and Fire is higher than Serenity. Which obviously brings us to Serenity, now lasts 12 seconds longer than in Legion. However, Serenity is to no surprise on the global cooldown. When it comes down to talent choices, you get kind of the same feeling as in Legion, which is that it's pretty hard to have set talents for every raid tier. Windwalker talent choices always vary, and most of the time there is not that one default strong talent choice. A returning theme in BFA talents, and something I'm definitely a big fan of. The only things Windwalker Monk did see change is their rotation and how they want to prioritize their abilities. Because Blackout Kick got changed in BFA, our set priorities might look very different. It's still early and of course this might change, but from testing I found that the best rotation was using my Touch of Death, Storm, Earth and Fire or Serenity when talented, using those Fist of Fury on cooldown, Rising Sun Kick on cooldown, followed by a Whirling Dragon Punch if talented, get off Chi Burst if you are getting low on Chi, using Fist of the Tiger when talented, getting Blackout Kick, and so forth and so on, as long as you don't repeat your previous spell. In AoE situations, we did see a welcome change with how Spinning Crane Kick and Chi Burst work. I think a lot of people that play WoW have a love and hate relationship with the Monk class. A lot of people love and at the same time, a lot of people hate it. I can remember the Kung Fu Panda quotes during Mist of Pandaria. Personally, I always had a very hard time to follow the class fantasy of the Monk, but the gameplay is pretty satisfying. Back in Legion, Windwalker was among one of the more dominant and most fun melee specs you could play, and I hope that we will see a return of the awesome Windwalker Monk in BFA. But to answer the question, is Monk going to be my perfect main for BFA? Well, the answer is no, and not because it's bad or the gameplay is boring, but because it's like with the Paladin. It only has one damaging spec, and as somebody that always tries to raid at the highest level, I need a class with at least one more damaging spec. So no, Monk won't be among one of my 3 possible mains for BFA. However, this does not mean that Monk can't be your perfect main. And that is again all for this video. Let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think about the Windwalker Monk. Do you like the changes? And of course, let me know which one of you did choose to make Monk their main for BFA. As always, don't forget to drop a like on the video, and of course subscribe to the channel if you want to join me in the journey of finding my perfect main. For the people that are already subscribed, don't forget to click on the bell icon next to the subscriber button, that way you'll automatically get notified when I upload a new video. Thank you so much for watching guys, and I'll see you next time.